This week, protests erupted in Los Angeles following renewed immigration crackdowns under Donald Trump's administration. His recent policies have sparked outrage, especially among communities with deep roots in the United States, but who now fear detention, deportation, and separation from their families. People gathered in large numbers, marching, chanting, and waving flags. Flags from countries like Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Syria, Sudan, and many more. The message was clear. This wasn't just an American issue. It was global. These protests represented communities who have contributed to American society for decades and are now being pushed out. But out of this powerful moment of resistance, one image caught the world's attention, and not for the right reasons. A photo began to go viral. It showed a burned car. On top of that car stood a man holding a flag, red, green, and gold, with a yellow star in the center, the flag of Burkina Faso. Suddenly, Burkina Faso, an African country that many Americans admitted they'd never even heard of, was being talked about across social media. But not with curiosity or understanding, with blame. Some viewers online began associating the image with violence, chaos, and even terrorism, as if this one frame, this one person, represented an entire nation. But let's be clear. Burkina Faso had nothing to do with this protest beyond the flag being there, just like the dozens of other national flags present. The person holding it? We don't know who they are, what they believe in, or whether they even have any real connection to Burkina Faso. And still, the image travelled fast, and with it, the assumptions. Now here's the important part. Burkina Faso wasn't even one of the countries affected by the recent travel bans. In fact, it wasn't mentioned at all. This moment should remind us to think critically, to avoid jumping to conclusions, and to look beyond the frame of a viral photo. Because one image doesn't tell the whole story, and one person doesn't speak for an entire people. Let's be better than that. So why did its flag become the focus of so much outrage? Why did online anger suddenly get directed at a peaceful country of over 20 million people, most of whom had absolutely nothing to do with this protest or the violence that may have occurred? The answer lies in how quickly perception can become prejudice. A single photo, one frame. Out of hundreds of flags, faces, and moments, it happened to be the one with the Burkina Faso flag that went viral. Question is it a coincidence? If so, it's a dangerous one. Because that image is now being used by some to push hate and division, targeting a country and its people based on nothing but a flag in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's not right. Flags at protests represent voices, stories, and communities, but they don't automatically represent the actions of every individual, and they certainly don't justify lashing out at an entire nation. Whether that flag was brought by someone from Burkina Faso or planted to stir controversy, something many are now questioning, it does not give anyone the right to spread hate or misinformation. Burkina Faso, like many African nations, is often overlooked on the global stage. But when its flag does appear, especially in a global news story, it deserves fair representation, not scapegoating. This moment should remind us to think critically, to avoid jumping to conclusions, and to look beyond the frame of a viral photo, because one image doesn't tell the whole story, and one person doesn't speak for an entire people. Let's be better than that.